What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and we've got a little bank-wrapped hunt in front of us here today. We've got 11 rolls of quarters. You'll notice we've got some Loomis and some Brinks. We've got 5 rolls of dimes. I think these all came from Brinks, and we've got 5 rolls of nickels, again, all from Brinks. Now, this is part of a larger pickup that I did this weekend. The rest of it's all customer wrapped, and I figured I would do that stuff separately. We'll keep the bank stuff with the bank stuff and the customer stuff with the customer stuff. So this one might be a little bit short depending on what we find in these guys, but I'm excited. We'll be looking for things like W quarters, silver dimes, war nickels, V nickels, buffalo nickels, and then any other kind of mint variety or error that may exist in these denominations. So I'm excited to jump into them. I hope you are too. So let's get into it. So we're going to go ahead and start with the nickels, and I'm going to go ahead and just pop all 5 rolls and see if anything interesting jumps out as we get them unwrapped, and then I'll go back through them looking for anything interesting that we can't find just from looking at the edge or finding from me kind of splaying them out the way I do. So let's see. Hopefully that's still on camera for you. Maybe something old there. No, just a 78. And it is possible that I'll miss some things going through them this way. That's just a 1960. All right, nothing jumping out right off the bat there. Let's see here. Ooh, I did the wrong side of that. Couple of interesting looking edges. Could be war nickels. We could see the war nickel is 35% silver and is 1942 to 1945, and 42 is a split year in that some of them are clad and some of them are 35% silver, and you can tell by the placement of the mint mark. So just because you find a 42 doesn't mean you have one. Like that could be a war nickel there. Could be a ground target from a metal detecting hunt though. They kind of look the same from the edge, especially as those war nickels get old. Yeah, that's like just an old grungy nickel. Okay, I don't see anything jumping out there. What I do like about this is that they've all been circulated rolls so far, so not just loaded with brand new nickels. Another one of interest there and there. Could be something interesting. Nope, that's just a very tone 1998. Ooh, there's a 46 right there, and that's a gorgeous 46. It's a 46S, it looks like. Yeah, it is. That is a really, really nice looking 1946, if I do say so myself. Now we got a little bit of, I don't know if that's a marker or some toning or what on there, but that is a really nice looking 1946 and possibly an upgrade to the book if I can get whatever that grime there is off of the nickel. Now, I won't clean those with any kind of traditional cleanser. I do have something called Easy Est, which is just a dip, which a lot of times will clean tarnish off without having to actually rub at the coin or anything like that. So when I say clean that off, that's what I mean. I don't mean cleanser and scrubbing. All right, well, no buffaloes in there, and there may be some other 40s, 50s, and prior. So let me get through them. I'll bring you in as we find things going through roll through 5, and I'll tell you all about it if I do find something. So we're cleaning up roll number 3, and we're about, I don't know, halfway through, and we did come across a pre-60s nickel, which we hang on to all of those. We came across a 1954. Looks like we have a Denver, and I went ahead and opened up my Strike It Rich with Pocket Change book to 54 since it did come up obverse facing. So we've got a Denver. It looks like there's a double die reverse and a repunched mint mark that we need to be looking for. And that double die reverse is in pluribus, so let's have a look at it under the scope. We do have a Denver, so let's see. Check that mint mark for any doubling, which I don't see. And let's see if I can get pluribus here under the scope. And I'm not seeing any doubling there either, so just a regular 54 Denver. Well, that's going to wrap it up for those nickels, and we did end up with just a couple of things here. This 46S, which, try as I might, I could not get these markings off without probably having to do a little more rigorous scrubbing than I wanted to, but like I said, it's an absolutely gorgeous nickel, 1946. You can see that beautiful San Francisco mint mark there, and we almost have full steps on this thing. Show it to you here under the scope. It is a really, really nice nickel, and I did check the Strike It Rich with Pocket Change book, and there is a double die obverse on this guy, but I checked and we don't have it. Of course, we did come across that 1954, and I'm pulling all the 24 Phillies and Denvers and 25 Phillies and Denvers, because those were, at least for a brief time, going for quite a bit of money on eBay, and they may still be. None of these are in great enough shape that I'd feel too good selling them, but I still hang on to all of them. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into the dimes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open all of these rolls of dimes on camera, because the main thing we hunt for in dimes is silver, and it's pretty easy to spot just from edge hunting. Now, with just 5 rolls, I will be hunting these, and I'll go off camera and bring you guys in if I find anything, but the reality is there just isn't that much to hunt for. So I'm not too, it's not too likely that I'll be bringing you in to show you anything. There's like a 1996W. There's the low mintage 2009. There's like the 2004 double ear. There's a handful of other small errors that are in the Strike It Rich with Pocket Change book that I can look for. But in general, there's just not a whole lot there. Of course, one of the other things I'll keep my eye out for is San Francisco proof dimes, which I have found a few of those over the years. They're much harder to find than, say, proof half dollars. But like I said, I've always got my eye out for them. And all I'm doing here is edge hunting. I'm really just looking for that solid gray edge. A lot of times it's kind of dull and easy to spot. And occasionally we will find some foreigns in there as well. Nothing so far, though, here in these 5 rolls. Oopsie, one got away. Yeah, not seeing anything in there. And here's roll number 5. Now, when I go back through here, if I happen to find anything, as I usually do, I'll bring in. If not, we're going to jump straight into the quarters. We had one almost interesting guy there. From over here, he looked solid gray, but on the back side, there's a clad edge for sure. All right, well, I'll go through these. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you back in. Otherwise, see you in the quarters. So we're cleaning up those first 5 rolls, and we're, I don't know, about a third of the way through roll number 2. And we have come across our first find, because unlike a lot of dime hunts, I typically don't search them for anything other than silver. But this one I'm going through. We got ourselves a 1970 Philly, and it is one of the proof reverse varieties. You can tell from the little lines here on the flame on the reverse. And just to make this easier for you guys, I did pull out my Strike It Rich with Pocket Change book. You'll see we got a 1970 proof style reverse. We're basically looking for these 3 lines. Now they're saying in circulated condition $10 to $15, which I do see these going on eBay for a little bit of money, right? Not just like $1 or $2, but I'm surprised because I have found so many of these over the years that they still get a few bucks. But this is what that torch should look like on a standard common reverse, so that flame will be really, really smooth. You don't really need a scope to see those lines. As you can see that I just put it under the camera here. Any kind of basic magnification or close-up on an iPhone or an Android phone will show you those lines. So nice little find for the dimes. So same roll, just a handful of dimes later, and we've come across a 2009 Denver low mintage dime there, and it looks like we've got a little post-mint damage there. You can see there's some of the rim shaved off of it. But it's on my search list. 2009 D, it's super low mintage considering how many dimes were made in the 2000s. So at 49,500,000, it's a nice little addition to the collection. All right, well, we're through with our dimes, and all we did get was that 1970 Philly Proof Reverse and our 2009 Denver. I did check eBay, and these things are going for about 99 cents all day long. Most people are even doing that with free shipping, which means they're not really making any money on these. And like I said, I find these a lot, and that's why I don't understand why the Strike It Rich book, especially in its 5th print, would still say this is worth like a $10 to $12 coin. But still kind of an interesting thing to have on your hunt list, and something I enjoy finding from time to time. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into the quarters. All right, well, there's our quarters, and we're going to have also in this hunt a little Loomis versus Brinks competition here. We've got 6 rolls of Loomis. We've got 5 rolls of Brinks, so it's not completely head-to-head, but we're going to go ahead and jump into these Loomis rolls and see what we find. I'll bring you in at our first find and every find thereafter, and we'll keep track of which rolls do better. But with only 5 or 6 of each, I don't expect to find too much. So I'm getting through the first 3 rolls, and this thing isn't really of any value other than it's valuable to me because it's a book filler in my American Women's Quarter book. It is the Juliette Gordon Low 2025 Philly, and for it being a 2025, it has already seen a fair bit of wear, but I don't have any, so it's definitely going to get punched down in the book. All right, well, as predicted, we are done with those Loomis rolls, and we didn't find a whole lot. That 2025 that I brought you in for, the Juliette Gordon Low, not a great-looking coin, but it's a book filler. We did get 1 bicentennial. It is a Philly. Not a really nice one. It'll probably go back to the bank. I just like to see how many we get. We did get some Bullion Kanaka Ole's 2023 Denver. Could be a book upgrade, but I'm just now seeing we've got a little ring of death on that, so probably not, but it is a gorgeous coin. And we did get one of the Jovita Edars, again, 2023 Denver. They just really know how to get that shine out of the Denver Mint because the Phillies never look that good. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into our 5 Brinks rolls. So we got through the first 3 rolls, nothing too special. We got a Philly and a Denver bicentennial and some really, really nice potential book upgrades. That was a Kansas. I think that was a Denver, 2005 Denver. We did get another Denver over here. Again, these are just gorgeous coins. This time a 2009. This is probably the nicest 2009 I've ever found. And, of course, we've got another women's quarter. Really, really nice. This time a Philly, so 2022. We'll check at the end of the video to see if those are actually upgrades. So getting through roll number 4, I've already got the coin out here. This is one of the new 2024 Phillies. This is the Zikala Sa, and I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. But this is the little double die obverse. I believe that's what it is up here in the Dove. And I found a handful of these. I'll check the value on eBay before the end of the video, but you can see right here, a little doubling of the bird's neck right there. The other one I found quite often is where there's a big die chip above the bird's head. So this one's a little bit different. Oh, and actually you can see it down here under the tail as well. So we got a little doubled tail and a doubled neck there. So our first double die here on the hunt. So without even getting to the end, I would say that the Brinks rolls are going to win, but a pretty cool quarter. Bringing you back in for roll number 4. 4 coins from the end. We have one of the Kanaka Ole's, and we've got the little die chip up here on the mountain, or the volcano, whatever that is. But that die chip is quite large and not supposed to be there. So another little mint error on the hunt. Well, that's going to do it for our quarters, or our Brinks quarters, and it's going to do it for the hunt. I'll go back through everything here real quick, but just to come back in for our Brinks quarters, which obviously is the winner. If you look at what we've pulled over here, just sheer numbers alone, in 5 rolls of Brinks, we came away with more stuff than in 6 rolls of Loomis. I've already covered the bicentennials. I did find one more Philly. I did check this 2003 Maine, the 2005 Kansas, and the 2009 Northern Marietta Islands, all upgrades for my state quarter album. Unfortunately, this 2004 Iowa, which I think was a Philly, didn't quite make the cut. We did come away with a DDR. I might have said DDO earlier in the video, but that DDR there on the Dove. And of course, we've got the die chip on the Kanaka Ole. Very, very nice little minor errors. And we do have here, this is the Dr. Sally Ride that I was hoping would be an upgrade for my Women's Quarters album, and it unfortunately was not. Neither were these two coins that I had over here. So quarters definitely had the most finds. I pretty much always enjoy the nickels a whole bunch, and that 46 was absolutely gorgeous. I wish I could have gotten that brown line, whatever that is, off of it, because that would have been an upgrade in my album. But I went through those earlier in the video. I had two little diamonds, two little dime finds to show for it as well, which we covered earlier in the video, but not bad for so few of rolls. So I hope you guys enjoyed this coin roll hunt. I know I enjoy making them. If you did, drop down below, click that like button, leave me a comment, and if you're new to the channel and you like coin roll hunts, make sure you click on that subscribe button, then click on that little bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. Special shout out to all my channel members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel each and every month. I really appreciate it. And I think I said this in the beginning of the video, I have a whole bunch of customer wrap change to get to. I unfortunately will be traveling for Thanksgiving, and that's why this video maybe feels a little rushed. So I'll be out of town for the next 4, 5, 6 days, so I'm going to get to that customer wrap change when I get home. So look for that probably the weekend after, or maybe next week after Thanksgiving. With that, I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you all get a chance to spend some time with your family over the holidays. And take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.